Google Gemma for one to be is here. Powerful multimodal AI that runs right on your laptop. Google just dropped an artificial intelligence model that can see images, hear audio, and write text, and it runs entirely on a regular laptop with no internet connection required. The model is called Gemma for one to be, released in June 2026, and it is a big deal for anyone who wants serious AI power without sending their data off to the cloud. It is small enough to live on your own machine, yet smart enough to handle work that used to demand massive servers. This release quietly changes what a normal computer can do, and Google paired it with a second tool that makes text generation dramatically faster. Here's what makes this launch worth paying attention to. Start with the basic question on everyone's mind. What does it actually mean to run AI on your own laptop? For years, the most capable AI models lived in giant data centers. Every time you asked one a question, your words traveled across the internet to a server farm and back. That meant your data left your device, and you needed a connection to do anything at all. Gemma for one to be flips that script. It is designed to run locally, right on consumer hardware with around 16 gigabytes of memory. The kind of spec found in many modern laptops and desktops, your files, your questions, and your work never have to leave your machine. For people who care about privacy, or who work with sensitive information, that is a major shift. There is a money angle here too. Running powerful AI through the cloud usually means ongoing fees. Paying a little every time you ask a question. A capable model living on your own machine drops that cost to zero after the download. For students, small businesses, and tinkerers, that difference can add up to real savings over time. It also means independence. Cloud services can change their rules, raise prices, or retire features whenever they choose. A model you have already downloaded keeps working no matter what happens to any company, as long as your computer turns on. In a world where so much software is rented rather than owned, having real AI power that nobody can take away feels refreshing. Now, here's where the technology gets genuinely clever. How does a model this small handle images and sound at all? Most AI systems that work with pictures or audio rely on separate helper parts, extra pieces bolted on just to translate an image, or a sound into something the main model can understand. Those extra parts add bulk and slow everything down. Google stripped all of that out. Gemma for one to be uses what they call an encoder-free design, which means images and audio flow straight into the core of the model without any middleman. The result is a system that handles text, pictures, and sound in one smooth pipeline, with less lag and a smaller footprint. It is also the first medium-sized model in this family that can take in audio directly. That efficiency leads to a surprising headline. Wait until you hear how it stacks up against bigger models. Despite being a fraction of the size of Google's heavier models, Gemma for one to be performs nearly as well as a model more than twice its size on many tasks. In plain terms, you are getting close to flagship-level reasoning in a package light enough to carry around in a backpack. It can read a document and answer questions about it. It can look at a screenshot and explain what is on it. It can help with coding, handle long pieces of writing thanks to a very large memory for context, and even power small automated assistants that take actions on your behalf. All of this happens on your own device. There is another reason developers are excited, and it has nothing to do with raw power. Why does the license matter so much here? Google released Gemma for one to be under an open and permissive license, which means developers, startups, and even regulated businesses can use it freely and build on top of it without tangled restrictions. It is available across the popular tools people already use to run local AI, and Google even released desktop apps, so anyone can try it without deep technical setup. That openness is a big part of why the local AI community jumped on it so fast. A powerful model is only useful if people are actually allowed to build with it, and this one removes most of the usual roadblocks. But Google did not stop at the model itself. Here is the second piece of the puzzle. Alongside Gemma for one to be, the company introduced a new tool for generating text in a completely different way, built for speed. Most AI writes one word at a time, in order from left to right. This new approach works more like developing a photo, refining the whole block of text at once through repeated passes. The payoff is throughput. While it can take a moment longer to produce the very first word, it then pumps out text far faster overall, with reports of nearly double the output speed, and a big drop in the total time to finish a request. For things like chatbots, live assistants, and apps that need quick responses, that speed boost changes what feels possible on everyday hardware. There are a few more numbers worth knowing, because they explain why developers jumped on it so fast. Gemma for one to be can hold an enormous amount of information in its working memory at once. enough to take in a law book or a large pile of code in a single pass. That means it can answer questions about big documents without losing the thread, something smaller local models often fumble. It also speaks to a global audience with support for well over 100 languages built in. This is not a tool limited to English speakers. People all over the world can put it to work in their own language, right on their own machines, with nothing leaving the device. Google made sure it runs smoothly on the hardware people already own, tuning it for popular graphics cards and modern Apple computers. The company even released simple desktop apps, so you do not have to be a programmer to try it. That lowers the barrier for everyday users, not just engineers, to experience powerful AI running fully offline. Developers have already begun building striking things with the wider Gemma family, from helpful robotic systems to private security tools, precisely because the models are capable, yet small enough to run close to the user. A built-in trick that drafts text ahead of time helps keep replies quick, so the whole experience feels snappy, even without a data center behind it. There is a simple way to picture the shift. 4 years, using top-tier AI means sending your questions off to a powerful computer in a distant data center and waiting for the reply to travel back. Now that power can sit on the desk in front of you, ready anytime, even with the internet switched off. For privacy, speed, and plain peace of mind, that changes who actually controls the technology. So why does all of this add up to something important? Step back and look at the trend. For most of the AI boom, real power meant the cloud, big companies, and giant bills. Releases like this one push in the opposite direction, putting capable, private, multimodal AI directly into the hands of regular people on regular machines. The gap between what a phone or laptop can do and what a data center can do is shrinking fast. A model that sees, listens, reasons, and writes, running offline on a device you already own, would have sounded like science fiction only a few years ago. As of June 2026, it is simply a free download. The era of cloud-only AI is quietly coming to an end, and your laptop just became a lot more powerful. If this breakdown helped you understand where AI is heading, hit like and subscribe to Mind Revo for clear takes on the tools shaping tomorrow. Tell us in the comments if you would run AI locally, and share this with a friend who loves tech.